Injecting code.
What?
Hold on, so I can mute myself.
It's okay. That's right.
Hello, everyone. We got a nice, good
Hello.
crowd.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see all of you here. Thank you for joining us. Okay, we're going to wait just another minute, let a few more people join. Okay. Well, this is our monthly Human Services Information Network meeting, and thank you all so much for joining us. We love having the kind of the collaborative spirit of this meeting and getting to see so many people doing good things in our community. So thank you for being here. I want to introduce our speaker today. We're really excited to have from the Collaboratory, we've got April Mesa, and April is the Navigator Coordinator for the Collaboratory's FutureMakers Coalition Navigator Program. And so April's going to kind of share with us all the great things that they're doing through that program and how you can use this, you can refer clients to this program to help them. So I will turn it over to you, April.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. We have a full house. So I am, as Angela said, April Mesa. I'm the Navigator Coordinator, a part of the FutureMakers Coalition's Navigator Program team. And I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about FutureMakers Coalition and our Navigator Program. So I'm just going to share my screen so everybody can see my presentation. And I will jump right in. So just to level set, in case you guys don't know about FutureMakers Coalition, we really believe that talent lives here in the region that we serve, and we want to help make sure that the talent that lives here is able to stay here. We work on a cradle to career pathway because we know that you can't just focus on one part of a person's journey to help them get into that good education training program to connect to a career. You have to make sure that the single mom has access to daycare so that she can actually have the time to go do this training and then get to work. FutureMakers Coalition is comprised of over 160 partners in the region, the 5 counties that we serve, which are Lee, Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, and Glades counties. And all of our partners, we have community resources, education institutions, employers. We all work together towards one mission. That mission is that we are working towards ensuring that at least 55% of the skilled workers, those folks between the ages of 25 and 64 years old, have a high quality credential, a credential beyond high school. And by 2025 is actually when our deadline is. Unfortunately, data lags, so we're not positive.
Yes,
we won't know for 2 more years where the data is lying. But the last time we checked, the data was at around 48.3%. So we do still have a ways to go.
Oh, I'm sorry, April. If just some housekeeping, if you are not speaking, if you could go ahead and mute yourself, we're getting some feedback. Thank you. Sorry, April, go ahead.
No worries. Let's see. So these are the 5 counties that we serve. We work with any adult that is in Lee, Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, or Glades counties. Let me minimize this so that you guys could see me better. Okay. Sorry, but there we go. So I won't read out all of these, but these are some of the reasons that we do what we do. We know that already 2 out of the 3 jobs in Florida are requiring a high quality credential beyond high school. 70 of Florida's fastest growing occupations need a post-secondary credential already. We really believe that the fact that nearly almost 60% of Southwest Florida's working age adults don't have a credential beyond high school, that screams that there are inequities in the system that are keeping folks from doing so. We definitely don't believe that almost 60% of the working age adults don't have the grit to make it through a training program or don't have the want to get into a higher paying job. We don't believe that's the case. There are gaps in the system that are making it so that folks are hitting walls and not able to push through. So one way that we're tackling these problems is through our Navigator program. This is a picture of me working with one of our reconnectors. That's what we call the adults that we're working with to try to reconnect them back into the community. And the program is simply that we have a team of navigators. Each one is dedicated to a county so that we are meant to become experts in that county, learning about the new resources that are available, the underutilized ones that have existed and folks just don't know about, the opportunities that employers are offering, the information about certain schools that have different programs and new opportunities available. And we're able to connect folks that are looking for those opportunities to them through working one-on-one, providing warm handoffs to the folks that are working in these institutions to help folks, and just sticking with the person and guiding them to and through their education program and as they get connected to an employer. I have a couple of examples of how we have worked with folks, and I'll go through those in a little bit. This is basically what a navigator can provide assistance with. We work with people one-on-one to help them explore their college options. We help them, if a person isn't sure what they want to do, where they want to go, we can help them explore different careers, utilizing career assessments and aligning those with the suggested careers that work best for the person's unique skills and abilities. We'll help them align those to education or training programs. We'll help them complete the admission steps. There's oftentimes a long list of pre-enrollment steps before you can even get into the classroom. And we can help folks guide through those and connect to resources if barriers come up along the way. We help folks apply for financial aid like FAFSA and also look for other scholarship and grant opportunities. And we help folks connect to the community resources that are available to help them overcome the specific barriers that they're working through. This is Mitchell. He's one of the reconnectors that we worked with recently. And I'll just briefly run through Mitchell's story so you could see some of the barriers he was facing and how we were able to help. So Mitchell was displaced by Hurricane Ian. He knew that a stable career would be necessary so that he could rebuild anything that he lost. He enrolled in the automotive technician program on his own at Charlotte Technical College. Once he started realizing all the things that he needed to do through the program. He needed to buy a tool set that was very expensive. He was struggling to pay gas to get to and from school. There were testing fees for him to get a certification test at the end of the program that he didn't know how he was going to pay for. And he started to think that he was going to have to drop out. He connected with Navigator Yamilet Madera. She is our navigator that works with students in Charlotte County. And she was able to work with him one-on-one and help him connect to resources to overcome the specific barriers that he was facing. She helped him connect to CareerSource Southwest Florida. They're the local workforce agency, and they have funding opportunities for in-demand education programs like automotive technician. And she was able to help him access some tuition assistance from CareerSource. And we were able to use a different, an EDA fund, a grant that we were working with that helped folks get to and through logistics programs. We were able to use funds from that grant to get him gas cards to get to and from school and to pay for the tools and the testing fees that he needed to get through the program. He successfully finished the program, and now he is working as an auto mechanic at Christian Brothers Automotive. And he is super happy that he was successfully able to get through his program. He's got tools that he's using every day at work that are his to keep, and he was very excited to get through. This is another example of a person that we worked with. This is Christy Puerta. Christy and her son and her CNA teacher from Cape Coral Technical College. Christy was an unemployed single mom, and she knew that she wanted to work in healthcare, but she has a 2-year-old and she couldn't afford childcare, so she just didn't know how she was going to find the funds to pay for childcare and also pay for school when she was able to get to that point. She worked with Luz Martinez, our navigator that works with students at Cape Coral Technical College, and she was able to help connect Christy to tuition assistance at CareerSource Southwest Florida, the local workforce agency. Healthcare careers are all super in demand, so there are often a lot of resources available to help folks get to and through those programs. Christy was also able to take advantage of our EDA funds to pay for the childcare costs that were remaining after she worked with an awesome community resource, the Early Learning Coalition, to pay a good chunk of the childcare costs. Christine now is working as a CNA at Shell Point Retirement Community. They are an awesome employer. They are very supportive of their employees. They're supportive, especially when they're working to upskill, and that is Christy's plan, is to continue upskilling in healthcare. The CNA program is a 6-week program. It's very fast, but it is a career pathway that she is on, and now she wants to work towards becoming a registered nurse next. And she feels like she can do so because she has support. She's not alone in looking for the resources or guiding herself on the steps to move forward. These are some of the most common barriers that we have noticed folks are facing. Our Navigator program launched in January of 2022. So we've been working a little over 3 years now with over 5,000 adults in Lee, Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, and Glades. And there is a lot of folks that are dealing with food insecurity. There's a lot of folks that are living in that benefits cliff where if they make $1 more an hour or they accept a bonus for, doing an additional trip, they end up making too much, and then they end up losing benefits for food, for childcare, for housing, and that makes it unattainable. They're not able to obtain those increases in pay because they're going to lose out on the benefits. It's not going to be worth it for them. Childcare is a huge barrier. Not only is the cost super high, in some areas there are complete childcare deserts. In Hendry County, there's a lot of areas where there's just no childcare anywhere near. And add on then when a person doesn't have a car, because it costs a lot to, transportation is a huge barrier. It costs a lot to own a car, and it is extremely difficult if you don't have a car and you have to rely on public transportation, which is pretty unreliable if you have to get somewhere by a certain time quickly in this area. Homelessness is a huge issue. Obviously, the cost of housing, the lack of affordable housing, the lack of housing options, period. The cost of tuition and fees are a huge barrier. Oftentimes, students have to pay for things like uniforms or tools so that they can get into their program to get the good paying job. So before they have the good paying job, they're expected to come up with these things that aren't covered by other regular financial aid assistance. So that is a humongous barrier. Transcripts, often folks will come from another country and they have to have their transcripts evaluated and translated so that they can continue working in the career that they were working in their country, and even just to figure out what they need to do to continue their career. They have to have those transcripts evaluated and translated so that they can know where they need to start to move forward. Those costs I've seen range from $150 to $1,250. So it's a huge cost that is oftentimes unsurmountable. Needing a GED or an ESOL certificate, there's actually a lot of folks in our area that did drop out of high school and they need help getting their GED, and or they need to learn English and then move forward from there. So we help connect folks to the training that's available for GED and ESOL and opportunities for completing their GED. A lot of folks don't know that Career Source Southwest Florida, they're really amazing. They have a program called Destination Careers, and it's available for youth between the ages of 16 to 24 years old. If you don't have a GED, they will not only pay for the prep course to get your GED, they will pay for the test, and they will pay you $125 Visa gift card for each of the 4 tests that are completed for the GED. So that's totaling $500 for passing the test, and then an additional $500 once you complete the actual GED certificate. So through their Destination Careers program, if you're between 16 and 24 years old and you're an out-of-school youth, you're eligible. You're able to get paid $1,000 for completing your GED, something that you need to do for yourself so that you can have a good paying job anyway. A lot of folks don't know about that awesome opportunity, so that's just one of the many awesome opportunities that we like to connect folks to. This is the only requirement to work with a navigator. It never costs anything to work with a navigator. It's a totally free service. we want to be here to help connect folks to the opportunities that could help them be successful and move forward. But the person still has to do the work. We can help guide them. We can help try to make it as painless as possible, but ultimately the person has to do the actual work, of course. This is our awesome team of navigators. Right now we have 6 navigators, including myself, but these are the 5 that run each region or each county in the region. And they speak 3 languages. We speak English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. And if we ever need to work with somebody that speaks a different language, we do work with a translation service to help whenever that's needed. So there has been a gap that we have found. Our navigators are super good at helping people get into their training programs and make it through to the end of it. But we were finding that there was a lot of people that were completing their training programs and not getting connected to jobs. And that was a problem because obviously people are going to training so that they could get into these good jobs. And we were also working with a lot of employers, we still are, that are saying that they need people. So there was a gap, there was a disconnect somewhere where these job seekers were not connecting to the employment opportunities that we know are available. To help fill that gap, we have hired an employer recruitment specialist, Liz Scott. She's absolutely amazing. We are hiring 1 more employer recruitment specialist because the job is not small, but this is what an employer recruitment specialist does. They are like the navigator for the employers. So everybody here should take Liz's number and email down, connect with her. She's absolutely amazing. And she's working with all of our job seekers, all of our reconnectors that have completed their program but have not connected to an education or to an employment opportunity. She is working with them one-on-one to review resumes, practice interviewing, connect them to resources if they need, like Dress for Success or whatever resource they need to help them through whatever barrier they're facing to actually getting to that job. She's also working one-on-one with employers, learning about what opportunities are available, learning about what the culture is like for each organization so that she could make the right match when she works with our job seekers. So you guys are all welcome to take down Liz's information, and I can share this presentation at the end as well so that you guys can have it all. But Liz is absolutely amazing, and she's helping us close that gap and get folks connected to jobs. So how do you connect somebody to our Navigator program? You simply send them to our website, FutureMakersCoalition.com, and that Navigator program tab at the top, they'll click on that, and then there's a Get Started button in green in the middle. They click on the Get Started button, and that completes an intake. They'll complete the intake form. Then they will automatically receive an email inviting them to book a time one-on-one with their assigned navigator. If they happen to miss the email, it's no big deal. They can just scroll down on that same webpage, FutureMakersCoalition.com, the navigator page, scroll down and you'll see all of our navigators with their contact information, phone numbers that they can call or text, what languages they speak, and their bookings link. So anybody could send them an email directly, call them directly, book a time to work with them one-on-one directly. And we want to make it very easy for folks to get connected to us. We want to be easily accessible. We don't want somebody to be sending in an intake form and then not being connected with. And so we don't want to make it so that they have to wait ever for anybody to reach out to them. They can reach out to us and we'll start working with them right away. These are just some pictures of our navigators working in the community with folks. We are a no pressure group, but we will be there as much or as little as you need us to. If you need to do a FAFSA one-on-one, we'll meet with you wherever you are, wherever is easiest for you to get that done. If you need to do something on a weekend after the regular workday, the navigators have a very flexible schedule so that they can do that. We know a lot of the folks we're working with sometimes are working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So they need to do some work on the weekends or after 5. We can be flexible and we can do that. If you're nervous to go to FSW's financial aid office, I'm happy to go and go with you. The picture to the right is when I went with an Afghan refugee. She came here from Afghanistan all by herself. She was very nervous to enroll in school, but she knew that she needed to do something. to take advantage of the opportunities that she was given, her parents allowed her to come here by herself. So I met with her at FSW. We signed up for school together and helped her complete all the financial aid steps, connect with the financial aid team, and just showing folks that they are not alone. They have somebody that they can reach out to that will be there to help support them in the steps they need to take to move forward. This is, these are some of the pictures of the reconnectors that we've been working with as they have successfully completed programs. To the left is Jaquilla. She was the one that I was sitting with in that first picture showing the Navigator team. She successfully completed a CNA program. In the middle is a picture with me and Careless. Careless had actually already completed his associates in medical assisting at Southern Tech, but his transcripts were being held because he owed $114. We were able to just use connections. We reached out to different community resources and we were able to get a grant for $114 to cover the cost of his transcripts being released so that he could work as a medical assistant. To the right is Miss Flowers as a second grade teacher. Miss Flowers is so awesome. She had already had a bachelor's degree, but she was working at Hobby Lobby. She knew she wanted to become a teacher and she knew she needed to take certification tests to become a teacher since she had her bachelor's degree, but she knew she couldn't afford it. She connected with one of our navigators and we were able to help her connect with a grant to pay for the cost of the test of the certification test. And now she's working as a second grade teacher in Hendry County. She's so amazing. After her first year, she was already promoted to the team lead. So she is living her dream and she had the smallest barrier in front of her, but that can make it so that you can't move forward. But when you just reach out for help, you never know. There are a lot of awesome resources available, but you just don't know what you don't know. So that's what I love about being able to connect folks with the navigator. You never have to be alone. There's somebody that's constantly out there searching and learning about what new opportunities are available so that you can get connected to it. This is two of our navigators, Africa and Myra, hosting a resume writing workshop and doing some mock interview practice for a group out in Immokalee. And this is my contact information. If you guys have any questions for me, if you want to send me an email so that I can come and connect with your team or with your staff, I'm happy to share this program with anybody and everybody because I know that anybody knows somebody that could use a navigator. I could have used a navigator when I was going to school. I think it would have saved me a lot of heartache and a lot of money. And we're just happy to connect with folks to help them do the same thing.
Thank you, April. That's amazing. That really is a tremendous program. I'm so glad you guys are doing that in our community. Thank you.
Yes, no, I'm so happy to be a part of it and I'm so happy to share it.
It shows.
Thank you.
Your passion for it shows for sure. Well, we'd like to open up for questions now. If you have a question, just use the little raise hand button on the top of your screen there. You did a great job of answering the questions I had as I was going along in my video.
Very good.
Or you can use the chat also.
If you guys don't have any questions now, but you do think of anything, please don't hesitate to email me or call me after. And I'm always happy to get on a call, meet in person, and talk about things.
Thank you, April. Do you mind putting your email and contact phone number in the chat for everyone, please?
I sure will.
Thank you.
April, how do most of your clients find you? Like, how do people get referred typically?
So a lot of our clients, we really say yes to going to any event. So we're at a lot of career fairs, community resource fairs with our table up, so people will learn about our program that way. I'll go and share at different schools, the GED classes, ESOL classes. All of our navigators go and present at the different schools in the region. So that way we'll present to students in the region. We'll present to different community organizations, to different employers. So we share about the program that way. And then we get a lot of folks just from us working with somebody that they knew, and then they tell their friend or their family member about our program, and then they get connected that way too.
That's great. I can think of, our United Way Resiliency Hubs often have events where the community all comes out. It'd be wonderful to have you table at some of those. I'm sure other people on the call are thinking the same thing. It would be wonderful to have you
Send me
guys come.
invites to any of them. I'm so glad that we have a large team now, because we divide and conquer, and we try to attend any and every event so that we can get out there and folks can know that this exists and it's here to help. So we'll go to events day, night, weekend, we'll be there.
That's awesome. I have twins finishing college, and it's been a hairy experience. So I could see navigating could help for sure.
Yeah, it's a hairy experience for so many, and it really hurts when you learn after the fact about a lot of resources that could have helped make it easier. It's better when you learn when you can take advantage of them.
Totally. Do you go into the schools then at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, we go to a lot of the schools, and we're starting to go into high schools to talk to the seniors, so that if they're struggling to make it through, struggling to figure out what's next, they can have some support. And with our employer recruitment specialists, we're also able to just help folks that are looking to connect to employers, even if they're not ready for that, for education or training in the moment. Maybe they can connect to an apprenticeship program where they can get paid while they're learning, or another Earn to Learn program, which is our favorite to learn about, like CNA, or Lee Health has an awesome CNA Earn to Learn program. Mm-hmm. They've started a few other ones, like a pharmacy tech Earn to Learn program, where adults can actually earn money while they're learning, and the employer will then pay for the training at the school, and they will pay the person while they're learning. And that's just so needed for so many adults that want to go to school, they want to upskill, but they need to be able to put food on the table and pay the rent bill.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, April. One more
You're
call,
so
see if anybody
welcome.
has any questions that you'd like to. Oh, I see from Providence.
Somebody did ask how the program is funded. So we are a grant-funded program, and our director, Tessa Sage, is constantly looking for grant opportunities so that we're able to help connect folks to for specific training programs, like our EDA grant. That's coming to an end in May of this year, but we received $22.3 million in partnership with Florida Gulf Coast University to help folks get to and through education and training programs in 4 sectors that were identified most in demand when we applied for that grant. So those were healthcare, pre-K through 12 education, manufacturing, and logistics. So we've been able to use a lot of those grant funds to help students pay childcare costs, pay for these expensive tool sets, uniforms, gaps in tuition after they apply for any other existing resources. So we've been paid out of that grant for a while. Now we're working with other grants, but that's mostly how we're funded, is grant funded.
Excellent.
And yes,
Well,
I would love to go speak at Valerie's house too. So just send me an email and we'll get connected. We'll get it on the calendar.
Okay, absolutely. I think that'd be great. We did have a college career night and had the Collaboratory there, but I think some more specifics like the ones you shared would be great. So thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Angela, I'll send you a copy of the presentation and a copy of our one-pager so that you can share those with folks too. Those are easy to share.
Perfect. That's great. We'll send out a follow-up that has a link to this video as well as all that information. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here.
Happy to be here.
Amazing service to the community.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I guess we will we'll shift gears and go to our report out section. Before we launch into that, I do want to share our next HSIN is scheduled, I think, March 27th from 2:30 to 3:30 on March 27th. And so it's a month from today. And we're going to have Julie Boudreau from Lee County Human and Veteran Services kind of explaining all that her organization does for the community. So with that, I am happy to open the floor. If you would like to just kind of tell about something that's going on with your agency, if you haven't introduced yourself to this network before and would like to take a minute and tell us about your organization, it's really kind of an open floor. If you have an event coming up or if you're looking to collaborate, this is also an excellent opportunity for that. So if you'll raise hands, I will just call on folks as I see them. Cora, we'll start with you, please.
Hi, I'm Cora from the Early Learning Coalition. We handle school readiness and BBK, which are childcare programs for Lee, Hendry, Glades, and Collier County. We have an upcoming community event. The Southwest Florida Reading Festival is going to be this Saturday at the Fort Myers Library in downtown Fort Myers. It's open to the public, no admission cost. I know that there are other community partners that are going to have tables and booths available. We will be giving out books and other goodies for the kiddos, and we'll have a coloring table, and they will have readings from authors. They will have, the library will be giving out books. There'll be food carts. You do need to pay for parking in certain areas, but I know that they do have other areas where they will be waiving parking fees. So if you're in Lee County and you're willing to drive down to the downtown Fort Myers area, I know that a lot of the local businesses are still trying to drum up support following a lot of the hurricanes from the last year. So foot traffic is always welcome. And if you can't afford to support them, you can always take advantage of the freebies, which is always nice. And the age groups for the books run from teens down. So it does not necessarily have to be, oh, my child isn't in VBK anymore. They're in school now. I know the library in particular keeps like a cache of teen books. So we strongly encourage that if you can spread the word. I know it's slightly short notice, 48 hours, but at the same time, if you didn't know what to do this weekend, we can go and celebrate reading. So
Excellent.
hope to see everybody there.
Great. It's supposed to be beautiful weather, so it'll be a nice weekend for
Fingers
that.
crossed.
That's right. Thank you. Mike, would you like to share, please?
Hey, Angie, thanks. So the Homeless Coalition is working on a community response to House Bill 1365, which is the unauthorized camping legislation that the state passed last year. We know the state of Florida is going to be continuing to put some more grit between that legislation. And so our partners at HVS are working collaboratively with us to develop a community response plan to that. Hopefully we'll have that rolled out sometime here in the month of March is our goal. And then we will be providing any legislative updates at our COC meetings ongoing. So thank you so much, Angie. Appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Who else would like to share? We have something coming up in their agency that would benefit the rest of the group. Well, thank you, Cora, for posting that flyer. Okay, Heather, please. Oops, you're muted, please, Heather. Should be.
Is that better? Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go. Yes, ma'am.
We do have a couple things coming up on March 6th at the North Fort Myers Library. We have a free community baby shower for expectant moms. And then if they had their baby, if the baby's 2 months or younger, they can also attend. And that's from 11 to 1 on the 6th.
That's
and
great.
then we also have for the Cape Coral residents, the last Friday of every month, we have a diaper distribution. I believe it's at St. Catherine Drexel, and it's from 10 to 11. And people can come and register, and they can get up to 50 diapers for each of their children. And they just have to either have a birth certificate or bring their child with them, and then just give us their name just so we can get them cards made for the future. And again, that's every Friday for the Cape Coral residents. And then we also have our Clewiston and LaBelle diaper distributions. The first Wednesday is LaBelle from 5:30 to 6:30. The third Wednesday is Clewiston from 5:30 to 6:30. So those are some of our things we have ongoing and upcoming.
That's amazing. Thank you, Heather. It's awesome. And if you want to put that, you had said the shower is North Fort Myers Library. Anything you can maybe put in the text.
It's the North Fort Myers Library from 11 to 1 on March 6th.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia, for listing about Oile. That's great. Thank you. Those of you who are shy who can put it in the chat. Anybody else like to share?
Amanda has her hand raised.
Thank you. I couldn't see that. Go ahead, Amanda.
Sure thing. Thank you. My name is Amanda Evans. I work for the health department here in Lee County. I have a couple of things going on, but mainly we're working on with Pine Island residents to try to do a community needs assessment. So I can put the link to the survey in the chat. We're collecting these just till the end of the week, so just a couple more days. And we're trying to get all the information we can. So if you have anybody, please share that survey with them. Or if you're an agency that's really interested in the data that's going to come from that survey, let me know. I'll put my email in the chat as well, and I can add you to our distribution list about when the presentation of the results will be. So that's our big thing that we're doing this month.
That's great. Nice to see you, Amanda.
Hi, everybody. My name is Casey. I'm from the Housing Authority, and I was invited by Miss Angela Fischler, and I'm excited to be here and meet all of you guys, and I'm just listening to you guys. And like I said, it's my first day, so forgive me, but yes, I'm a social worker here with the Housing Authority for the City of Fort Myers.
Thank you, Casey.
Heather, if you want to go ahead and speak now, you have your hand raised.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to share that we are hosting a job fair at Community Cooperative in conjunction with Goodwill and Career Source. It'll be March 12th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if anybody wants to share or send me an email, I'll be happy to share a flyer with the group.
Excellent. Thank you, Heather. Cindy?
Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Magnuson from the American Red Cross, and I just put a link in the chat for February is our National Sound the Alarm Month. So there was a campaign to get smoke alarms installed in houses across the nation. That effort does not stop in February. And if you are working with a client who does need a smoke alarm, I just put a link into the chat. You can use that link to request somebody call you. And that what they do is they just set up an appointment. So it doesn't have to be in February. As we have volunteers who are geared up and ready to do that and go around and do installations, it could happen that they call you and set something up for next week. It could happen that they set something up for June. But this is just a way that you can get some of your clients on the list where they can be provided with free smoke alarm. And then at the same time, the client does need to be present at that time. We do a little bit of fire safety education and a little bit of hurricane safety education at the same time.
That's an awesome service, Cindy. Thank you. See who else would like to speak. Check in the chat, see if there's anything here. Oh yes, Vida. Thank you, Therese, for putting that in. Anyone who could use free tax preparation assistance, there's a link in the chat for our volunteer tax assistance program. Right, and Cape Coral Pride is this Saturday. Is that right, Leslie?
Yes, it's this Saturday. We'll be there at 3 p.m. and it's in downtown Cape Coral.
Very good, thank you. It's always encouraging to see all of you come join this and share information. This is a really excellent collaborative social services network we have in this community. So appreciate all of you. Anybody else have anything to share? Oh, yes, the baby shower, community baby shower. And we will, as I said, share the video for this meeting, and you'll be able to access all the things that are in the chat through that link. And we'll send a follow-up. We'll also send out information about the next month's HSIN as well, so you can get that on your calendars. I think it's March 27th, the same time slot. Anybody have anything else kind of for the good of the order? Very good. Well, April, thank you again so much for coming in and sharing about the Navigator program. And nice to see all your faces. Thank you for the amazing work you all do in our community. And we look forward to seeing you same place, same time next month. All right.
Thank you so
Everybody take care.
much.
Thank you.
Take care.